Officer Tatum, are you telling me that they had reception on Horn Island? Because many people are saying, well, the reason that there's nothing on Nolan's phone of that day, like there's no pictures, there's no snaps, there's no text, there's no anything, not because it was deleted, but because he didn't have reception. But you're telling me the other boys did have snaps, photos, videos, and reception?
Yeah, no, Nancy, let me clarify this for you. It wasn't that they uploaded this online. They showed me videos and things that they took from the boat during the outing on 4th of July. I was personally out at Horn Island. I rode out there on a boat, and I didn't have great reception there. And I left my phone in the boat when I got into the water and we were actually going out to do interviews.
Objection. Objection. You've been in court long enough to know you're going to get objections. You said you didn't have great reception, but you did have reception, did you not?
No, there was reception there. It just wasn't great, and it wasn't great enough for people, in my opinion, to upload. You can make a phone call potentially, but you wasn't gonna upload data to a social media account. And I heard evidence of that. Not only did I see evidence of it when I went out there myself personally with my cell phone, when I listened to the CETO call, you could tell that the call dropped out several times. It seemed like they were having trouble at times hearing each other. So it is consistent. So the videos that they showed me in call logs were things that were not associated to social media, that they never posted on social media. It was pictures and videos that they took on their phone.
Good evening, fam. This is a special report, as you could tell. I come to you with the Nolan Wells update, in case you missed it. The very infamous Nancy Grace, salute to Nancy Grace, decided to interview race-baiting Officer Tatum and caught him in a lie. Can y'all believe that? Now, you saw what she said. She said, objection. Did you not have cell phone reception while you were out on the island? Well, yeah, there was reception, but it wasn't good reception. In other words, then white boys had good cell phone reception, which means if they sent out any type of messages or Snapchats, they definitely worked. So you know what that means. Now we get to the bottom of it. See, Race Tatum thinks he can outsmart people like Nancy Grace. Fun fact, in case you don't know much about Nancy Grace, she was a prosecutor for about 20 plus years in the court. Yes. So the last person you want to lie to is Nancy Grace. All right, let's get that out the mud. Second of all, when I first saw this clip of this interview, I cackled. Oh, I hollered so loud. It was so funny because I was just like, why is this man hopping on other podcasts that he know he's not going to win on, like Nancy Grace? Now, you know it's bad for somebody like Nancy to come out of retirement because we ain't seen her in a minute. So for her to be on this case like white on rice, oh, she going to get down to the bottom of it. She definitely going to get down to it. Now, I find it so funny how people are so angry at Nancy for exposing the bullshit. Why are you angry at her? You'd be surprised how many trolls are in her comments flooding her right now of Race Baitum Tatum. First of all, he started it, not Nancy. See, had he not interviewed that white boy named Warren and the mixed breed boy named Tristan on that podcast, Nancy wouldn't even bother with his ass. She would have left him alone. But because he opened the wormhole of chaos, now he done started some shit, as you could tell. So yeah, just know that it's about to go down. It's going to take some time now to see some real justice, yes. But it's about to go down. And I'm going to tell you what my theory is. This is my theory right now with all this information and podcast interviews I keep seeing across social media. I believe that Race Batum Tatum, since he likes to run his mouth so damn much, is probably most likely going to be subpoenaed now, since he doesn't know how to shut the hell up. And he's probably going to end up being a potential witness on trial because of this. He pretty much set himself up for failure. And he has set up the other boys for failure as well, because now they incriminated themselves for talking without a lawyer being present. So, yeah, best believe they're going to come after them people. Now, if they don't come after Race Batum Tatum, they sure are going to come after the white boy that sat down with him and the mixed breed boy, Trayston, for sure. Because one thing I know is that anything is up for grabs. That includes social media, that includes text messages, emails, anything, any type of form of communication, whether if it's written or electronic, it could be submitted in court. I hope they know that. And it's so comical because I'm just like, this step and fetch, tap dancing Uncle Tom got some nerve to play karaoke on different podcasts about this case just to get clout and be seen. That's all this is. But I'm so glad Nancy brought him on there, because I was just waiting for the right time to say something. See, I was being quiet for a minute about this. I wasn't going to say nothing. But when I seen that she brought him on there, I said, oh, I got to share this with y'all. Y'all got to see this. Because now you didn't open up another loophole for evidence. See, now we're going to be eyeballing your ass. And we're going to be eyeballing all the evidence you just exposed to Nancy on that podcast interview. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. And I'm going to tell you another update. The other so-called friend, who isn't really a friend of Nolan Wells, named Bart, another white boy, who said he was not there on the island. Apparently, he was there, allegedly. We have to say allegedly for legal purposes, because we don't know until it's been confirmed in the courts and the system. But allegedly, Bart was there, according to the audio that I heard. The audio enhancement that a sound engineer did on the original Ceto audio that everyone's talking about, Bart's name was mentioned at the very beginning of that audio. And guess what? Ben Crump and his team right now are gathering audio experts and sound engineers to confirm this is the original audio from Ceto, and it's not quote unquote what do you call it when someone messes with the audio? I just had the word on the tip of my tongue. It's not quote unquote mismanaged. We'll just say that, because a lot of people were arguing that the new enhanced audio that this sound engineer released is not accurate. They're trying to say that it's not accurate. They're trying to say that somebody made it up and someone just added people's names in there. It sounds very authentic to me. It does, because in the original audio that they released to the public via mainstream media such as CNN and TMZ's raggedy asses, they didn't show the part where they were saying people's names in the background. See, it was kind of garbled. You couldn't really hear any names, but in the enhancement of that very same Ceto audio, you could hear them saying names in the background. And I know someone mentioned, I don't know who mentioned, but in the background, someone said, damn it, Bart. Says Bart's name. And a lot of people are speculating on social media that Bart may have been the culprit who sadly unalived Nolan Wells. And the only reason why they're eyeballing Bart now is because now we have a little bit of motive. Apparently, word on the social media streets is that Bart used to date Katie. Remember the girl that Nolan was talking to? Well, Bart may have been jealous, allegedly, and went after Nolan because of that. Now there's possible motive. You see, it's all coming together. It's like a tangled web of weave coming together with all the little pieces of the puzzle. And now, don't know if I mentioned this before. If I haven't, Ben Crump and his legal team has also sent a subpoena to all the social media platforms such as Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook for any messages on Nolan Wells' phone. Which means that now we're going to have some more evidence of who was messaging Nolan Wells at the time of his disappearance and his aftermath. Oh yeah, they gonna get it all. And then by the time they subpoena for the records and they find out who's been messaging that phone, even though they deleted their messages, guess what? It's called forensic science. Forensic experts can still recover deleted messages. In case you didn't know, now you know that. So it doesn't matter if you delete it from your hard drive. It doesn't matter if you delete it from the cloud. They can still recover it. And it doesn't matter how far back. They can go back as far as 5 years if they needed to. Even though they erased all of the messages on Nolan's phones and factory reset it like he's never had any type of data, they can still pull it. That don't mean nothing at all. So yeah, I think now with everything in play, prime suspects on my list that's involved for damn sure is Bart. His name is Bart Edmonston. It's a government name. And guess what else? Another fun fact I found out about Bart. See, Bart is one hell of a character. Bart's father, get this, is a doctor, a medical physician, right? Bart Edmonston Sr. And guess who he works with in the practice? He works with Christine Wells Wansley. Yeah. Apparently, I found out through social media and through research that Bart's father and Nolan Wells' mother, Christine Wells Wansley, is her full name, work at the same medical practice. We have a problem here. Which means that Bart's father could be very well involved in this too, and part of this cover up. Oh yeah, allegedly. I believe that he's very well a part of this. Christine Wells Wansley, Nolan Wells' mother that I mentioned, is a nurse practitioner down in Mississippi. So now that I gave you guys a little backstory of what's happening, the other suspect I know for damn sure, because he cannot keep his mouth shut for shit, and he's so tie-tongued, is Tristan, for damn sure, yes. Changed his story too many times. The other suspect on top of my list is Warren. When he mentioned on that bullshit podcast interview with Race Tatum that he didn't know if Nolan was alive the next day. Excuse me? What you mean if you didn't know if Nolan was alive the next day? What you talking about? You starting to get worried because you don't know if he's alive the next day. But he's your friend. Okay. Yeah, I call bullshit. But yeah. Oh, and Javon, another top suspect on top of my list. For damn sure, yes. The only reason why I say Javon is a suspect, in my opinion, is because of his different stories as well. They all have different stories on different podcast interviews. Javon, refresh y'all's memory, is the black kid who was with his mother, Tashima, that was on the CNN interview clip that I showed you guys a couple of weeks past, where he was stuttering like hell, trying to find the words to talk about his quote-unquote friend. Remember, Javon and his mother were the ones who went to the house to recover Nolan Wells' phone. Remember? So they could have been very just as involved as the white boys. So yeah, I believe there's a lot of motive in play. For sure. I think that it's not only the whites covering themselves, but I think the blacks are also covering themselves as well in this case. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna go over a little quick review. So top number one suspect is Bart. Number two suspect is Warren. Number three suspect is Trayson. Number four suspect is Javon. Now I would say Katie would be on top of my list, but Katie I believe is somewhat innocent because she's just the third wheel in this situation. The only reason why I say that she's the third wheel is because Katie actually dropped some receipts. I've seen on social media a lot of podcasters and other, TikTokers showed screenshots of what Katie dropped on her stuff. And she was showing screenshots of her dropping her timeline of where her whereabouts were. She showed screenshots of herself on an island with other people on a different boat. And they all had different timestamps on them. She was showing them because she was saying, I had nothing to do with that boy's death. And I was not there when Nolan was gone, when he disappeared. So basically, I feel like she may be somewhat innocent in this case. Like I said, I think she's just a third wheel. But I think she's the main motive of why they went after Nolan. It was just pure jealousy. I believe it was pure jealousy involved. And they all keep trying to say, well, Nolan was drunk, Nolan had drugs, Nolan had this or rugs, whatever. Here's a problem. We still haven't gotten them toxicology reports back. So until we confirm what was said and written by a medical professional on them toxicology reports, y'all can't just go and say he had alcohol in his system or he had rugs in his system. Can't say that. That's hearsay. That's what that's called. It's hearsay in the court of law. I'll school you a little bit with my criminal background, criminal justice background. Yeah, I have a major in criminal justice, by the way. Yeah. So yeah, I believe that the motive here was that those white boys on that boat got very drunk. Nolan may have had alcohol. I'm not saying that he didn't, because, they're kids, they're college kids. They're all out for the summer. They're having fun on the 4th of July. Who wouldn't have alcohol? Especially on the boat, too. And here's the other issue. Who got them the alcohol? That's the bigger question you need to answer. Because the only person that I can think of that's of drinking age that can actually purchase it legally in the store is Bart. Because guess what? Bart is like 21 or 22. All of Nolan's so-called friends are 18 and below. That's the problem. They're not 21. The only one who was 21 is Bart, which means that Bart may have possibly gotten the alcohol to partake in the festivities, and that's how they got a handle on it. Then what happened was they got out of control. He got in his feelings, because you know how people get, and they get in a jealousy rage. When some people can't handle their liquor or their alcohol in general, this is what happens. And I think this is what the motive was. Seriously, I think this is what this was. But yeah, that's my theory on this. But again, this is all alleged. Do not come for me. This is all alleged. But yeah, stay tuned for more updates. We'll be dropping some more soon.